The following episode may contain sensitive content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to The Show Must Go On. I'm Tracey.
And I am Nikki, and we are here to judge.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, let's go, bro! Let's go judge!
Don't mess with us. We're about to judge.
Yeah! I know.
Yeah, we can't pull that one off. We'll try, though.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh, I feel icky. I'm gonna go shower now.
No, don't. You're fine.
Don't shower? I'll just be stinky.
Just be stinky, man. It's okay.
And with summer coming and it's like 90 degrees.
Oh my god.
Who needs to shower?
It's so fucking hot already.
That's
all
only
I'm
gonna
thinking
get
about.
worse.
It's very, very fucking hot.
And
like,
humid. It's like cloying.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and it was.
I don't know about you, but here in...
But you're feeling 22?
No, I feel 82. But, it's just been like really shitty weather here. It's been like raining all week. Oh, but did you...
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that the American Music Awards were on Monday?
I did, and I tuned in because I was clowning about Taylor Swift releasing Reputation, and the way I regret that I put on that show to watch it. That was probably the worst awards show I've seen in a very, very long time. That was so bad.
Really?
It was awful.
I didn't even realize that it was on.
Lucky you.
So the next day I just saw like J-Lo making out with all her backup dancers.
Unnecessary. She didn't need to do that. I don't know, because there was in the show, because it was her opening number.
Yeah.
She was hosting it. Yes. Okay. But she didn't need to do any of that. That's like number one thing, because what she was singing didn't even go with it. And she wasn't singing. It was just a performance. She was just dancing. I don't know why she did that, actually. I was like, what was the point? It's not even Pride Month.
Because she can. She's divorced again. She's edgy. She's cool.
I don't know. Whoever directed that and was like, yeah, do that, was just hates her. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think J-Lo would do it if she didn't want to. Oh, yeah. But I don't think she fought it. And I'm not, defending her. I just think she announced her Vegas residency after. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, that's fucking very courageous of her to do a residency. Mm. But it's only like a week or two. So is it really a residency or just a few concerts in Vegas?
I'm sorry. A residency is like at least a year. And you're doing like 4 concerts a week.
First, it was so bad. They only showed 6 awards in 2 hours. 6 awards in 2 hours.
The rest were performances?
None of the nominees were there. Like, literally, there were 3 nominees from all the categories. Oof. It was performance after performance, but then we find out from TikTok and people who were there that like Blake Shelton's performance wasn't there live. It was pre-recorded
Gwen
over
Stefani.
the weekend. Gwen Stefani's also, which was very weird to me. I'm like, why would you do that? Right. And then the headliners were like Janet Jackson, which, please, I love her. I'm so glad she was able to do that. But then Gloria Estefan. And then, who else? Rod Stewart. It was just... They gave him like a Lifetime Achievement Award, so, you know, it kind of like made sense.
Sure.
But he was like the closing act. Listen, he did actually really well, but it was just like nobody went.
I mean, I didn't see any advertising.
I did because I was thinking that Taylor Swift was going to go. But when I saw that she was not on that red carpet, and then I realized none of them are on the red carpet. So it went from like hip hop and best hip hop and R&B. SZA was the only one there, I think. When I saw that, and then it went to like best artist, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, did I miss something? So I kept like looking back. I was like, what happened? And then I don't have Twitter, so they're not posting anything on Instagram. And then I found out that after the show, they like tweeted all the awards, and like in all the categories that Taylor Swift was nominated, she didn't win anything, including she didn't win Best Tour.
I went and I saw and I looked at all the winners and I saw that, and I think Billie Eilish won, and I was like,
I didn't even know she was touring.
Sorry, yeah. Also, like, listen, I like Billie Eilish, but she won like all the awards for like best pop art, and I was like, really? Are her fans just like a little more low key?
No, I think because what I saw is that there's this like thing at the bottom that says that the production reserves the right to choose the winner after the fans have voted. I was like, so don't make them vote,
right?
You know, it's a voting system. So I feel like they were kind of like punishing her for not going, you know, in my opinion, because Billie Eilish can win whatever the fuck she wants. You know, she's very talented.
Yeah.
But best tour, come on. Everyone and their mothers knew Taylor Swift's tour. Everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It just... It's weird. The whole thing, it was a bad show. Like, I was watching and I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm not seeing any of the pop artists.
Right.
No Miley Cyrus, no Beyonce, no Ariana Grande, no Taylor Swift, no
Lady
Billie.
Gaga?
Like, no Lady Gaga. Billie wasn't even there.
Ooh.
I know.
Huh. I wonder why.
I don't know. It was very, very weird to me. But, you know, I didn't know this either. The last 2 AMAs had been canceled the last 2 years.
Really?
And this year was like their quote-unquote comeback. So I wonder what the fuck is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like a protest. Like they didn't go because like something political, or like maybe how the voting works, and like they're like, this is fucking bullshit. So they're like, nope, we're not going.
The last 2 years they were canceled. This year was the comeback, and it was a shit show.
Sounds terrible.
Sounds very bad. And he was in Vegas. Like people, like artists would go.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that are touring in the US right now.
Sure.
So,
Wolf.
Yeah. Wolf is right. Yeah. How was your weekend? How was your week?
It was fine. I was getting over a cold.
Oh. Still?
Yeah. It got worse. It got worse after I left.
I should have given you more medicine.
No, that's okay. I don't know if it would have helped.
No, it would have, because you just keep helping the body fight it, you know?
I guess.
The body needs help, Tracy. I know you're like,
no, I
feel naturally.
No, I'm all for medicine now. Fuck that shit. Are you kidding me? I pump
Why
myself
are you gonna
with meds.
suffer?
Oh, no, yeah.
Yes.
That was me when I was younger. Now I'm like, oh, fuck that. Give me all the meds. So.
Good. How was Disney?
Well, because I wasn't feeling well, it was not great.
Oh.
And it was so hot. So I didn't really do too much. I rode Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Oh, what? Oh, you got wet while you were sick?
Soaked! Yeah, that probably didn't help. I was sitting right in the front. I know. Well,
my God.
The reason I went is because I feel like I'll never go otherwise. So I was like, let me just do it and see what it's like. Not that
Do you take a picture of your picture?
I was my head was turned to the side.
Okay.
Because I'm like you. I don't like the drops. So I was like, ugh. Yeah. But yeah. So I just did that, and then I bought myself a couple of things. I had the
worst fever.
I was delirious. I went and I saw Thunderbolts. The newer Marvel movie, because I was like, it's indoors, there's AC, I can sit. So I went to the movies and I saw that.
Did you like it?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you only go to Magic Kingdom?
And then Disney Springs. Like, I was going to try to go to the other parks, and I was like, I can't even, like, the walking. Like, because my lungs, I couldn't breathe.
My God, Tracy.
Yeah, I was wheezing. Like, even up until, like, yesterday. I couldn't take a full breath.
What were you taking? Tell the listeners what were you taking to heal yourself?
With that, nothing, because I probably had bronchitis or some shit. I probably should have gone to the doctor, and I probably needed steroids or antibiotics. But I just hate going to the doctor. I'm 36 years old, and I hate going to the doctor.
Just buy Mucinex. That's it.
I know.
That's it. Just have that consistently for 3 to 4 days, and you'll feel better.
This is Dr. Nikki corner.
Doctor's recommendation, but don't do drugs. Only if you need them.
To heal. Anyway, enough about me. How about you?
I went to the DR.
Yeah, you did.
I saw my fam. It was Mother's Day. My mom was so happy to be there. We went to our favorite. I saw my girlfriends there in Santo Domingo. Had a great time with them, and then we went to our favorite part of DR, which is Terrenas, in the north part. It is just gorgeous. Like the beach there, you feel like you're in a different planet. It's that pretty, you know. The mountains with the beach is just very special, and yeah, it was a great time. It was very... If you weren't in the water, you were very hot. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so fucking hot. Like, if you think it's hot right now here, a little bit more north, in DR, it was worse. Because DR is right in the equator. You're right there, hanging out. And... like when we were not in the pool or at the beach, I was like, I'm gonna die. You know, because like walking, we saw properties that we wanna, you know, purchase in the future over there for investment, and just getting there, I was like, I am melting right now. You know, So yeah, it was
good time, but hot,
very eye-opening in the heat. I was like, fuck, I forgot how, because we never go around this time. You know, so I was like, fuck, I forgot how it was like I couldn't get used to it.
That's just so funny because, like,
I know
growing up
there for so long,
but I really think like your body acclimates
to
your surroundings. So it's like if you're not
100%
there, like,
yes, yeah. But yeah, it was so much fun. Oh, I had like the procedure done to get rid of my spider veins.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I had told you that.
It's your cousin.
Yeah, she's a vascular doctor.
Yeah.
So it was like 20 minutes. Hurts way more than Botox.
Yeah. I mean, how did they even?
Kidding.
Oh no.
Botox hurts more.
Oh. I don't get anything done.
So basically, what they do is like they inject right where the spider vein is, but it's very superficial. Like the
because they're basically it's like
in.
It's on the surface anyway, right?
It's like on the surface,
veins?
so it goes like it goes to the vein, like the little needle, and then they inject like a little solution, and it starts disappearing right there. And yeah, that was like in and out.
Okay.
I'm wearing compression stockings right now, like an old lady.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I had to wear it for a week.
Okay.
And there's some bruising and swelling, but it's like much better now.
No spider veins.
Yeah, like I see the bruises, but I don't see spider veins.
Okay.
Because I would see them go, like, disappear right there.
Wow.
It was so interesting. I was like, oh my God.
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, so it was, I'm so glad I did it. It's something that you need to, like, maintain. So you have to, like, get it done all the time. I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we'll see.
Right.
Because this compression sock situation, I'm not a fan of it. It's hard to put them on.
They're so tight.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was like, she gave me hers, and she was like, I cannot. She's like, I tried that twice. I was sweating while putting them on. Never fucking again. I was like, oh, great.
Great. Yeah, thanks,
And
Mom.
when I put them on, I was like, oh, my God, this is a disaster. But I kind of like found a way to like just put them on. But they do help for flying, so I think everyone should. It's very important, you know, to put them on while you fly. It's like keeps your circulation up, you know.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and so I had to like wear it for a week, and then every time I fly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay is right.
Fun.
Fun. And then I got home yesterday with my compression socks.
Do you have to sleep with them?
All sexy for my fiance. I was like, here I am with my compression socks.
Hey, that's how it be. That's like you're the real you.
That's true love.
Real love.
That's
yeah.
true love.
That's true love. That's true life.
So you don't wear them. You don't have to wear them at night because it's to keep your circulation higher up. Gotcha. So if you're standing a lot, you should wear them. But to sleep, you're fine.
That makes sense. Okay.
You don't have to wear them. Yeah.
Because I heard that's like really how you get them is when you're on your feet a lot. So if you have a job where you're just like
standing the whole time, you should definitely wear them.
Yeah.
And they're very affordable on Amazon.
Sure.
Yeah. But I wanted to tell you that while I was there, I watched a documentary, the 9/11 documentary on Netflix, The Manhunt of Osama bin Laden. And it's a documentary of like 15 years process. Like,
That's
they
insane.
were looking for this guy since before 9/11. They were looking for him.
Which I didn't realize, like, I mean, it's a long time. Like, you forget.
It is a long time. And you forget. And the thing is, like, they interview the CIA agents. And I think it's important to hear the story from them, because these people cannot tell anybody where they work until they're out of their contract, you know?
Right.
But, like, to see how most of them were women.
Really?
At the beginning.
Oh,
they were the ones with the eyes on him.
Hey.
They had that sixth sense. They were like, this ain't looking good.
Yeah.
And to see how many times they failed, they couldn't get him, and they fell into his trap.
Sure.
It's a very eye-opening, and what an awful job to have. That's all I kept thinking. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah.
This is very awful. But to see that resolution, you know, I was stressed knowing where it was going. You know,
that's a well-made documentary. It's like,
yes, I was like,
you know what's gonna happen, but it's still like, you're on the edge of your seat. Okay, good.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. You've talked about it before. A friend of ours has mentioned it, so.
It's 3 episodes.
Right.
It's an easy watch. It's really good. This is from Recommendation Station. Definitely watch it. And it's also like history. There's some before and after 9/11. So it is very, very important to watch. Okay. But that's really all I watch aside of what we're discussing today, because I had no time. Handmaids. I finished Handmaids yesterday. Okay. Did you?
I still need to finish season 5.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, yeah, okay. Now that it's over, like, I'll go and I'll, like, finish it and just probably, like, binge it. You'll be proud of me. I did watch quite a few things this week.
I'm ready to hear about it.
Yeah.
What did you watch?
I watched the last Venom movie. The Venom, The Last Dance. Because I like those. Okay. I like Tom Hardy. I think those ones are good. The Venom movies are good.
Is it on Disney Plus?
It's probably there. Where did I watch it? I think I watched it.
Hulu?
Netflix.
Oh,
yeah, it was on Netflix. I watched that. I watched The Studio.
What? Wait, don't tell me about the last 2 weeks, because I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Or the last week, I haven't seen it. The last episode I watched...
when they're in Vegas, so it said to be continued?
Was the Golden Globes.
Oh. So you haven't seen the last 2 where they're in Vegas?
The last 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not seen it.
Okay.
The Golden Globes is what I watch. What did you think?
I love it. I think it's such a good show. Seth Rogen's character bugs the shit out of me. Gives me such fucking anxiety.
And what a fucking mess, too.
He's such a mess, because his desire to be liked by people, it's so pathetic. Like,
it's very Michael Scott.
Oh! Yeah. But, yeah, like, just so uncomfortable. Because, like, at least I feel like with Michael Scott, like, it was kind of funny. But with him, it's just
Michael Scott, it's a little bit slower. So you get to, like, have these, like, really vulnerable moments of Michael Scott.
Sure.
But with Seth Rogen's character, there's no slowing down. He just... No. That second episode or first episode when they go and they're trying to film that scene with the sunset. When they're, like... talking in the middle of filming, I was so mad. I was to be like, shut the fuck up.
Yes, thank you. Like, it's so disrespectful. They're fucking filming. Yes. Oh my God, when he, like, comes out and he's like, Greta, I wanted to talk to you. And she's like, dude. They're filming the scene. They're literally filming. And he, like, comes out of the bathroom. He's like, I wanted to talk to you. I was like, no! Stop. It's so good.
Oh, my God. It's those one takes, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I love that shit. But, like, the cast is so good.
The cast is so impeccable.
Good. Like, really good show, for sure. I know we've had it on Recommendation Station, so if you haven't watched it, definitely go and watch it.
Yes.
I watched Nona's on Netflix.
Oh, I saw the poster. Did you like it?
It's cute. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's based on a true story. So it's about this gentleman who opens up a restaurant as like a ode to his mother and grandmother, his Nonna. Mm-hmm. And he hires...
Is it Italian?
Yeah.
Restaurant?
Well, when he opened it, it was. But now they kind of do like all sorts of cuisine, which is really cute. Okay. But at the time when he opened it, because he's from an Italian family, so he was like, have like good traditional Italian food cooked by grandmas. Like what's better than that? So yeah, I thought it was cute. It was good. What else did I watch?
Your Friends and Neighbors?
Not yet. No. I watched Sing Sing.
Oh, tell me everything. Isn't it so good?
So good. I was crying. I laughed. I mean, you're feeling all the feels. And like you said, it is really impressive that a lot of these guys...
were prisoners.
Yeah,
they're not actors.
Right. They're not actors. This is literally their story. So... very sweet. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It was very, very good.
It's a really good movie. Mm-hmm. Our recommendation station is just getting bigger and bigger. Well, I'm glad you took my recommendations too.
I know, right? That's what I was going to say. Recommendation station is just for me to like go and watch what you suggest.
Yes. I'm like, stop recording, go watch. We'll talk about it when you come back.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I pause it and I go watch it.
Yeah. Good. So add your Friends and Neighbors to your little list.
I do want to watch it. I just saw this TikTok though about John Hamm.
Don't tell me anything. I haven't seen the last 2 episodes.
No. It's a TikTok about John Hamm when he was in college and he was involved in a hazing accident. And he basically like beat the shit out of some guy and like gave him kidney damage. And stuff, so like I'm not on the John Hamm train right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's very sad.
It's really fucked up, and he was like interviewed for like Esquire a few years ago. It was basically like, oh yeah, it was like a really bummer situation, but like I've moved on. And it's like, I'm glad you have. What about the guy that you fucking attacked? Mm-hmm. He's probably got health issues. It's going to last him until his dying day. Glad you're over it.
I need to see an update of that. I want to know how that person is doing.
Yeah, well, the TikTok I watched, she said that, he's a doctor.
The guy?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So, he's saving people's lives. So good for him that he made something of himself. But yeah, I'm sure he's got health issues. How can you not? I'm not like the biggest John Hamm fan right now.
I know, but eventually.
But the show is so good.
The show is good. I'm sorry, the show is really good.
I know. I'll watch it. But
when your heart is ready,
when I've forgiven him,
exactly,
like something happened to me.
When you forget, not forgive.
That's true. And the forgetting part
forgive everyone.
Will be easy. I forget things like almost right away.
Yeah. You're like, oh, next week you're like, I watched it.
Basically, yeah, probably, honestly.
Oh, God. Okay, so I think we should dive in because we've been talking so much shit for 28 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, we were catching up because we haven't recorded for like a little more than a week, so.
I know, and I can't believe we have everything said. Like, we didn't have issues. I haven't forgotten how to record. Love that.
That's good.
I know, right? Okay, so today we are discussing a film from our favorite platform, Apple TV Plus.
Seriously.
We are still waiting for their sponsorship. We are talking about Fountain of Youth. It's a 2025 action-adventure film directed by Guy Ritchie. This film actually came out less than a week ago. and it's actually trending on Apple TV right now. The plot of this film is it follows the story of Luke Perdue, which is John Krasinski's character, a disgraced archaeologist and art thief who reunites with his estranged sister Charlotte, which is played by Natalie Portman, a museum curator. Together, they embark on a globe-trotting quest to locate the legendary Fountain of Youth, founded by terminally ill billionaire Owen Carver.
My boy, Domhnall Gleeson.
Yes.
I love him.
He's such a good actor. Their journey involves deciphering clues hidden in Renaissance paintings and navigating ancient traps, all while confronting personal demons and the moral implications of immortality. Whew, that was a mouthful.
It is, but that sums it up pretty well,
right?
It makes it sound
ChatGPT.
Yeah, it makes it sound really good.
Let's hear your thoughts.
You know, I went in with high hopes because, like you just mentioned, that cast.
The character.
Stanley Tucci makes an appearance, which I didn't realize. I saw his name and I was like, Tooch!
Your uncle.
My uncle. So I was like, cast is amazing. And then, like, the first, 10 minutes with the chase in Thailand, I was like, oh, action. Like, we're starting right off. Start. I love that shit. Yeah. So I'm in it, and then it just slowly fell off for me. So by the end, I didn't really care. There's a lot of eye rolling for me, which is never a good sign. Mm-hmm. So by then, I was pretty disappointed. So
okay, my expectations were very low. Why? Because I think any movies that are like this about these type of themes, and I had seen the trailer, are not good movies. We have the one good movie, which is National Treasure 1. That's it. Nothing else.
See,
maybe the Da Vinci Code, but it's too long too. So
Indiana Jones. You know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if you want good action adventure, go watch Indiana Jones or National Treasure. Boom.
Yes, and the thing is with Indiana Jones, there's not you have to find this art, da-da-da. So since the moment I saw the trailer, my expectations were low. I was like, oh, it's one of these films, that it's just, for me, the plot gets so complicated that you kind of lose interest in it. And it's too many storylines, too many characters. I think they need to make it more simple. Mm-hmm. And that way we can actually care about the characters. And
right.
I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was okay, but I went with my expectations very low. I was like, oh, it's okay. Mm-hmm. My mom was like, I like it, because it wasn't like, oh my God, no. I understand having the high expectations, though, because first it's Apple TV, right, and then you have a great cast,
I had high hopes, not high expectations.
High hopes, yeah. Yes, high hopes, yes. I just went with low hopes. No hopes.
No hopes. You're like,
no hopes.
We're going to see how this turns out. Which, I mean, that's fair. You're right. Like you said, these action movies and adventure, action adventure, it's really hard to make a good, solid,
yes,
especially plot driven movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. It was just too much going on. I didn't understand the motivations of most of these people, and I understand you don't want to give it away. But yeah, I last night, because I watched it yesterday, and then last night I'm falling asleep, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck was that for? Just running through my head and questioning all these things.
Well, my other thing is also hold on. I felt that, let's say, for example, at one point they are all looking for the thief, which is John Krasinski's character.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they go to the pyramid later on in the film, it's like they have 10,000 enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, can we just have one person following you?
I know.
You know, telling you it's not the right thing to do. Give me one
that
second.
That was my thing.
Hold on. Okay. Where were we?
Okay. Time in. I was that woman who's chasing John Krasinski. Like,
yes.
I wish that she would have just said, like, stop what you're doing. You don't want to do this. Instead of, like, not really giving any reasons. She's just trying to kill him, but not. Like, give him a reason.
Also,
make him be like, you need to stop doing this thing because...
Also, like, an unnecessary love story there.
But, like, not really.
Yeah, like, don't, we don't need this.
It was, like, sexual tension, but, like, only on his side.
It was so weird.
She was not interested. Not really.
Yeah. I thought, like, there was a part that was very unrealistic, you know? At the beginning, you know, in the when he steals the art.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, he leaves, she follows him, and then she kind of goes back to the museum. Someone drops her off or something, and then
with Natalie Portman, right? When he goes to the
Charlotte, and then she goes back to the museum, and they're like, "Oh, there she is," and they're talking to her, and she's like, "I had nothing. Why would I come back if I stole it?" And then it's like there, and I'm like,
"No, I know.
What?
I didn't get that, especially because the doors were locked." Like, they literally had a gate that came down and locked the room. So it's like, how did he get back in to give the painting back?
Yeah.
Also, the guy who plays the Interpol detective.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, we've seen him in lots of things. And I think he's a great actor. I enjoy him.
Aryan Moyet.
Love him. I think he's great. I could not stand
he's funny.
his character in this. He was such a douche. He was always like
fart face.
Yeah, like stealing a fart, but like a stick up his ass. Like, he was so cool, and I was like, okay, like, I understand you're big time Interpol detective man.
Don't be so cocky.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like unnecessary. I just didn't like the way he played it.
Like, we had him, and then we had Esme following, and then we had
I know, because you had those like Thailand gang members who were like going after him, and they're like, my boss isn't happy, and I'm like, who the fuck is your boss?
Also, like, where do you come from?
Right. Like, why are you searching? Who
are you guys?
Who, like, everyone's these many people are searching for the fountain of youth.
But also, like, at the beginning, he wasn't even searching for it. You know? And, like, at the beginning, in, like, the chase situation.
Yeah.
And then they find him later on. But then they find him when the inspector also finds him. And he's, like, in that meeting.
Right.
I don't know. You know, and it bothers me because there was a big budget in this movie.
Oh, yeah, you could tell it wasn't cheap. For sure.
It wasn't cheap. And the thing is, like, I'm sure it took them time, like, that whole, like, with the speedboat sequence.
All the action scenes.
From the meeting. All those action. I'm like, you didn't need all these little storylines, you know? It
was too much. It was too hard to follow.
Let's talk about Charlotte's son.
Thomas,
who I guess is a genius musician.
Yeah, I guess he's supposed to be like a musical prodigy, which then obviously that plays into him helping like solve one of the big clues. And then when they actually get to the pyramid and he's like
it would have been more interesting to me to see him just be more involved from the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's a fresh pair of eyes, a kid that doesn't know anything about this whole situation, you know, rather than having like all these people be like, oh, but we I don't know, like also like the distance part of it, like making like a shape, like from one place to the other,
with
to
the
like
seven
get
wonders.
the clue.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like all of that for me was unnecessary.
My thing is, like, I don't mind the clues. Like, I love that shit. Like a little scavenger hunt through history. That's fine. But, like, make it make sense. My thing was, like, all these ideas weren't fully formed.
Yeah.
All the relationships between people weren't fully formed.
No, and you don't have time to fall in love with the characters because they have so much going on.
Right.
All the time.
Right. And I feel like the big one is the relationship between John Krasinski and Natalie Portman, like brother-sister.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did a lot with it, but, like, I still don't understand their relationship.
Yeah, like, what happened? What happened with your dad?
Right.
Like, give me that intimacy moment of, like, you talking to your sibling about your family.
Right.
You know, that's a very vulnerable time. None of that.
Like, they
had it when they were about to... Yeah, they had it when they were going to kill each other in that boat.
Yeah.
You know? Which, again, that sequence must have cost so much fucking money.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's the thing, they keep mentioning, oh, you know, dad died. But, like, give us a little bit of background. Was it on one of these adventures? Like, was he really sick? And maybe John Krasinski was there and Natalie Portman...
what was his actual job?
Wasn't? Well...
Yes.
They say, I think he was an archaeologist at one point.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like he was doing just that. You know?
Yeah. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, everything was sort of just, like, half-assed.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, fully formed plots. Because then also...
It's also, like...
Sorry, real quick. Like, that when that woman who's chasing John Krasinski, she's in Vatican City talking to Stanley Tucci. And I'm like, now what the fuck is this?
Yeah, what was that about?
And then
he has like 3 lines.
I know.
He has 2 scenes, 3 lines.
He's in it for like 2 minutes and then he hands her the thing and you're like, what did he give her? And then you find out at the end, but I'm like, how did he get that? Why are they trying to stop people so much?
Yeah. Also, the other thing that I was going to tell you about that specific part of it, it's like, I wonder, because like when I was watching it, I was wondering this. I said, because the movie was over and I was like, there's too many storylines.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, is this what happens? Did they film deeper things in each storyline and then the movie became too long?
Sure.
And then they're like, oh, we have to cut.
Maybe.
And I only know this because of the studio, you know?
Yeah.
That this happens. Like,
sure.
You have a film and then the studio is like, no, this is way too fucking long, you know? So, yeah, I wonder if that's what it is, because I understand what he tried to do. It just wasn't delivered well. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe this is better in a book. You know, because you can get like way more details about everything, and like the story with their dad, and the why did they stop talking to each other? Because when she sees him for the first time, she is like, I haven't seen you in so long. Also, the divorce storyline did not need to be there either.
Yeah. No, I know.
You could have just been divorced the whole time.
Right. Yeah, I know. I didn't get that.
She kept bringing that up, too. We're like, girl, we get it. You're going through a divorce.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's so sad because it's like they're good actors, so they're delivering those lines, you know?
And you know what? They did a good job. I thought everyone did really well with what they were given, but for me it was just like the plot line, the stories, character arcs, like all those things that, well, for me, I want in a movie, just like were not there. And I know it's an action adventure. Like this isn't, a Oscar drama or whatever. Like kind of have to not expect too much. But like I said, like there are good, like National Treasure. I love that franchise. The Indiana Jones movies, like you get these things.
Yeah.
So like you said, they're probably just trying to do too much. Like maybe this would have been better as a TV series.
What would you do different? Like, what would fix this movie?
Boy.
Hold on. She about to drop some knowledge.
I think it's so heavy because it's like, my thing too is the other people that were in his like group, that woman and then that other guy who's in The Boys. He plays Mother's Milk. I love him.
Yes.
What were they doing? Like tell me what their specific thing is. Like maybe he's really good at computers. He's like IT, like can hack into systems and like do this shit. And then maybe she's really good with like firearms and explosives and all that. Like just give me more of like why he needs them, because they said that they worked with his father too, so like they must be good at what they do.
Yes. And they've known them for a long time.
So, like, the relationship between them, like, I just felt like a lot of the time, like, John Krasinski would be like, oh, yeah, like, keep watch. Like, what? Okay. They're, like, low-grade security? I don't know. Give them more. You know what I mean? Like, you have people that could help maybe, like, round out some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, they just weren't used to their full potential.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just needed more background information on people. Because, like, even Domhnall Gleeson's character.
I think you're right about, like, a series.
Yeah.
Because it gives you more time. Like, you spread it out.
Right.
It gives you more time to get into the characters. And it would be, like, an action series.
Right. And, like, each episode could be, like, their next destination sort of thing. Like, the first episode is, like, him in Thailand getting to London, and then you figuring out the relationship he has with Natalie Portman. Then the next episode is, and then it's like the next one is when they go to Vienna, and then so it's like you sort of have these good transitions.
Yeah.
And you can
I also feel like
build more of a story too.
Yeah, because you have the time and you have the room for it.
Right.
I also feel like maybe I'm wrong, but because they were not giving us the actual story of like what happened in the family, I would have preferred them as a love story, the siblings, like obviously not being siblings.
John Krasinski and Natalie Portman being lovers.
Yes, like a couple that they broke up and now he needs her. Something
That's
like that.
True. Yeah.
But I might feel that because I have no fucking idea what happened to their relationship as siblings,
right.
Maybe it is an interesting thing that happened, but we have no fucking idea.
Because, I mean, even in the synopsis, it says estranged sister.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
Right. And, I mean, I know they kind of mentioned that it was like, he's like addicted to this lifestyle. He's always like, oh, I need that adrenaline rush. And she wanted to just be normal and like get married and have a family and work in a museum. And like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but he kept being like, that's not you. You want the journey. You want the adventure.
And I'm like, what happened, guys? Tell us.
Yeah, because I feel like there's more there with the dad. Because they kept talking about that, like,
doing?
They kept showing that, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about with the Incan or whatever thing. And So I'm like, what was that? Why keep bringing these things in if you're not going to incorporate that? I hate when they do that in movies. Like, tell me.
Yes.
Spell it out for me.
Yeah.
This is not the type of movie I want to be thinking. Like, my brain is not going to function.
Also, he was in this, like, the kid was in, like, either a demo or a test out or a recital with 3 people. And she was just sitting there, and then, like, John Krasinski's character comes in, and then the kid just gets off the piano. I'm like, was he in class? And if he was in class, can the parents be in there? Like, that whole thing, I was like, this is... Because even if it was a demo that you do for a test, you don't let the parents in.
Right. Maybe it was a rehearsal, because then he goes back and they start playing the same thing again. Like the same piece. But
maybe, but even in rehearsal, your parents are not there.
Right. I just feel like they could have shown a different way to, like, introduce the fact that this kid is, like, a musical prodigy. I think that was their way of doing it. But it probably could have been done in a better way.
Yes. Yeah. There was something else. So let's talk about, so we have Luke and Owen Carver. Luke it's 2025 or 2024. You've been hired by this guy, and have you done any fucking research on who he is? He's like, oh yeah, I'll help you out.
Well, also, like, Owen's like, oh, I have liver cancer. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm being naive, but I feel like for someone so young to have liver cancer, I was immediately suspicious.
Oh.
Like, pick a different type of cancer or something. Like, say leukemia. Yeah. Leukemia, I would have believed right away. I've been like, oh, shit, that's terrible. But, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Liver cancer?
I mean, he looked great the whole
he
time.
didn't look sick. I know. So the whole time I was like, I don't really know if I trust this guy. And then when they're in Vienna and he's sitting there with Thomas, and Thomas is like, oh, do you own a boat? Do you own a plane? Are you satisfied? And Owen says, no. And I'm like,
Well, my red flag was the moment of, like, he sent the kid's dad to, like, Tokyo or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, God, here we go. But I would have even taken that away, so we didn't have any suspicion. You know, I would have said, like, oh, she got the custody. Like, his lawyers were that good. And it's like, okay, we're cheering him on. We're not suspicious already.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because the moment she, like, got that call that he was moving and that she could keep custody of him, I was like, oh, God, this guy is bad news.
Right.
You know?
I actually got really confused with that because I thought he said, I'm going to have to keep our son a little longer. And she was like, how long? And he's like, a year. I'm moving to Japan.
No, he said,
you're going to have to. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, wait, why does she have him if he said he wanted Tom? I got so confused. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, the moment that happens, we're all suspicious. Because he first said he has really good lawyers, and then what's happening is something completely different. Right. So why don't you just really get her custody? And that way we're like, oh, yeah, he's the shit. And then, like, when the whole plot twist happens, we're, like, shocked, you know? Yeah. Like, make us trust the guy. But we didn't even have time for that because we were looking at a booty call at some point. I don't know. It was just too many stories.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, too, is, like, is Interpol chasing Luke? Or are they figuring out that Owen is the one who is, like, kind of shady?
And also, like, how do you all know? Because then Esme was, like, the only one that found out later on about the Fountain of Youth. Excuse me, but then the rest of them, they knew. And I'm like, how do you know where they were going? It took them forever to figure it out.
That's the other thing that I hate is when, like, Luke and Charlotte and all them escape somewhere, and they're in Vienna. And then, like, they walk in the library, and 5 minutes later, that bitch pulls up.
Also,
how, like, you figured...
going down, the going through the floor to get out of there with a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then putting people to sleep left and right.
Yeah. Explain it more. I just need a little bit more information. And you can do it with like 1 or 2 lines within the dialogue.
And less characters.
Right. Or like say like, oh, this reminds me of, you know, I don't know, Budapest.
Like I love Stanley Tucci and the lady that plays Esme.
Mm-hmm.
She's a huge soap opera actress in Latin America. But they did not need to be in this film. Like, I would get rid of those 2 characters, number 1. I would have, like, the key thing, I would have had the key, the kid find it somewhere.
Yeah, I know, that whole thing, I was
know?
What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, things that should have been edited out were not. Because then it's like you edit it and then you can add to build on what you have. Like, build it out.
And then, like, give us more about the other 2 characters. And the other 2 characters that were, like, in Luke's team.
Yeah.
They could have given us more background about their dad.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
They worked with him. They know him. So, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. It was just, like... I just wanted more... with certain things, and I feel like it's not difficult to do.
Yeah.
You know, like it just takes a few lines.
Especially if you have the budget, man. That's what pisses me off, because then we have really good movies that, you know, are done with really, really little.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And you have the budget to make this, like, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't. I'll say this. The action sequences were really, really good.
Which,
you know?
I feel like Guy Ritchie, like, that this is his thing. And you could tell it's him because there's a lot of slow motion.
Oh my God, the slow motion. I forgot about that.
That's like his jam. He loves to bust out the slow-mo action. Which...
Bust out that slow-mo. Do it.
Yeah, slow-mo.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot, sometimes to the point where it was like, was this necessary? Yeah, I don't know, like the part when that like Thai gang comes in and Interpol is there, and then he like kind of gives the guy a look, and then it's like, whoa, with the guns, and then he's sliding under the table, like that whole thing. That doesn't need to be slow motion. That's fine.
No, it
didn't. Just do regular time.
Oh my gosh. They try, though. I'll give them that. A for effort.
It had potential. I think that's also why it's such a bummer. Because, like, again, you have amazing actors. And even if the script wasn't great, like, they still did a good job. Yeah. So it's just, like, the story. I'm sorry to whoever wrote it. James Vanderbilt. Sorry, dude. Like, just... needed a little bit more from you. I wonder, I should have looked and seen if he's really done anything else.
It's also like it's a 2-hour and 5-minute film. Like that's very long.
It's a good chunk, you know?
Yeah, so I'm like, you could have done so much there. I'll tell you what he has done right now.
Thank you.
So James Vanderbilt has done Scream 6 and hold on, I'll tell you what else. There we go. He's American. He was a producer in the Zodiac. That's a really good film.
Which is an excellent film, but that's a producer, not a writer.
There. Are you ready for a writer one? The Second Independence Day. which wasn't as good as the first one.
Like the remake that they did?
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's see what he has done as a writer. Oof. So he did Murder Mystery, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it was with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay, that those are good. That's like an action adventure comedy. Like those are super fun. I like those movies.
He did Independence Day, the one that we just talked about. He did The Amazing Spider-Man.
Really?
In 2012.
Oh, which I like those.
The Zodiac. No way. He did Darkness Falls.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So like he has good credits.
I think his productions are better. He was a producer in Abigail. Have you seen Abigail?
No.
He was a producer in a few Scream movies. He did it in Ready or Not,
okay.
American Dream, American Nightmare.
So he does a lot of like horror. That's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see what's upcoming.
You know, then that's
He's a producer for Scream 7 too.
So then that's like even more of a bummer, where it's like you've actually like written some good stuff, you've produced good things, like this should have been better then.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it had potential. So I think that's also why it's like
what I'm
kind
saying.
of annoying.
I'm wondering if it's one of those things that they have planned this and what was caught and what was, the legal part of it.
Sure, people with their contracts.
I wonder.
And, yeah.
They can definitely make mistakes, but I wonder if the studio or,
That's true.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Because it did have potential for sure.
It did. And listen, I would say, well, I'll wait for the recommendation at the end.
Okay. So let's hear the fun facts.
Okay. I don't have too many, so it'll be quick, but the Perdue's, that's Luke and Charlotte. So the Perdue's father is named Harrison, an obvious nod to Harrison Ford, who starred as Indiana Jones, one of the original treasure hunter movie stars of which the movie drew inspiration from.
Wow.
We didn't really talk about the whole Lusitania thing, like the boat at all, did we?
The first one, the one where they go in,
where they get the boat one specific
deep end.
Yeah, and raise it up, and they go. Well, we didn't really talk about that scene at all, did we?
I mean, that was the only vulnerable time that she had with her brother. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I just thought it was funny that she was they go in, they find the lockbox, and it has the painting, and then it has jewels in it, and Luke is ooh, looking at the jewels, and she's we're not thieves. And I'm you're fucking stealing a painting. What do you mean?
But also, he put it in that bag, and I was the painting would have been ruined with all that water.
I know. I was is that supposed to be a special type of fabric that it's waterproof? But still,
also wasn't inside.
Oh, they were going down with that ship. So
No, but the ship was inside. They pulled it up, and the paint was there.
Right.
So the paint wasn't wet inside the ship for all these years?
I guess that they were saying because it was in a really tight lockbox, and then within a locker that maybe it was sealed so tight that water couldn't get in. But still, that
magic.
backpack, yeah, magic. But even you have to suspend belief with these movies. Obviously, I mean, look at the end with Domhnall Gleeson and that whole thing. We didn't even talk about the ending and them in the pyramid. Holy shit. Whatever.
Because it didn't matter.
I know.
It wasn't important.
Yo, how deep could they go in that pyramid, though? Like, when they went down the one level, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then they just kept going down, and I was like, no, I can't.
Also, like, the technology part of it, like, yeah, they were very advanced, but
there's no way.
Not to that level.
There's no way.
Like, they were very advanced in building upwards.
Sure.
But, like, stairs coming, I don't know.
Having to dig
like,
that
is this
deep.
The Mummy? Yeah.
I was like, are we there yet?
No, it just kept going and going.
Are we there yet?
I was impressed in the first level.
Same. I was like, oh, cool.
You don't have to keep going.
Yeah, like even when they went to that room and the kids playing the things, and I was like, oh, cool. And then they had the like little lift down, and I was like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
Not that it's supposed to be realistic, obviously, but still make it feel that way. I digress. Okay. The Lusitania is actually very easy to dive to, as it was sunk by a Nazi U-boat relatively close to the Irish coastline, only 18 miles away. Mm-hmm. There are many dive outfits that assist divers in exploring the ship's debris field. Since the British Navy used to drop depth charges on it during World War II to discourage U-boats from hiding in its wreckage, the ship itself is spread over a much larger debris field and is not intact.
Okay.
Because I love that, like,
interesting.
They showed it like it was all together, and that they just took a little section, and I know how convenient. The mention of Alfred G. Vanderbilt when the team are searching for the Rembrandt aboard the Lusitania is a nod to writer James Vanderbilt's real-life great-grandfather who died in the ship's 1915 sinking.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Luke Perdue drives a Shelby Cobra in the London chase scene. That was a nice car. And then when they put bullet holes in it, I said, the car!
I said the same, actually. I was like, no! Not the car!
I know! I was actually really bummed. So this car is, it's an homage to a character there's an author, Clive Cussler. He does a lot of, like, action novels. So there's this character in his books, Dirk Pitt. So it's sort of like an homage to him, and his novels, from which the movie draws inspiration, who regularly drives the same car in the books.
Okay.
The scene in the pyramid where Thomas plays on those, like, drum things, and the horns respond, is essentially the same as the communication scene with the aliens at Devil's Tower in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Wow, so we're doing all the movies here.
Yeah, I know. A lot of homages here, James.
Yeah.
The opening chase scene from the National Portrait Gallery in London cuts to St. George's Hall in Liverpool. So.
Okay.
I guess, I mean, if you don't know London like that, you fooled me, because I don't know it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known.
I didn't notice. So, as far as a sequel, both Natalie Portman and John Krasinski have suggested they would be open to it, and Guy Ritchie has mentioned ideas for a follow-up. The ending, obviously, it left room.
Yeah, it leaves it open.
So it's just a question of how well the movie's going to do. So we'll see. TBD, I guess.
On that note, the Rotten Tomatoes score by the critics is 39.
Yeah.
And then the audience score, based on over 500 ratings, is 42.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is that while the film boasts high production values, which is what we were talking about, that is a big budget and a star-studded cast, critics have noted its derivative plot and lack of emotional depth, which is exactly what we just talked about.
We are professional critics, people.
Hello, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And then comparisons have been made to Indiana Jones and National Treasure, with some reviewers feeling it fails to bring originality to the genre.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. We talked about it.
Right. And it's always...
We saw the effort.
Yeah, it just felt flat. And it's like everything is always the fountain of youth, the fountain of youth. Like, didn't Jungle Cruise, which came out a couple years ago with Emily Blunt and The Rock, like, wasn't that about the fountain of youth? And, like, it's just, it's been done before. Like, kind of, like, give me something new. Or, like, make it up. I don't give a shit. But, like...
Yeah. I have not seen the Jungle Cruise. Did you?
I did. And, I mean, it's supposed to be, like, sort of, like, based off the ride at Disney, so I feel like that's hard to do, because they did the same thing with Pirates, and the first two movies especially, like, mwah, chef's kiss. I love them.
Excellent.
I mean, it was cute, it was fun. I just love Emily Blunt so much that, like,
I know. I mean, we're talking about John Krasinski's wife. So.
That's true. And John Krasinski and Stanley Tucci are brother-in-laws.
Yes, that's true.
They aren't in any scenes together, though, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But
hey, that was another fun fact that Tracey just brought to you.
I know. Their holidays, if they spend together, must be so much fun.
I know you want to be there. Tell your uncle to invite you.
I do. He would cook a great Italian meal. Like,
oh my God!
The comedy.
Talking about Stanley Tucci, he has a new show in Italy. I haven't seen it, but I put it on my list. That it's like he's exploring the whole. I think it's South Italy, so I'm excited to watch.
Because he has like cookbooks out, and like he's all about the Italian cooking and the history, which I love. I love that.
His last name is Tucci, which means he is Italian.
I mean, he's fucking Italian. Tucci,
very.
Stanley Tucci. I love him.
Okay, so
recommending it.
The thing is, like, for me, I am a tough critic, and my expectations were low. So, like, for my mom, she's like, "Oh, that was good."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So for some people, I'm like, hey, if you don't care about, like, it's a light movie. Yeah, if you don't care about, like, characters and you just want to pass the time, you can watch it with the kids. You know, it's a family-friendly movie, you know. So I don't, like, recommend as, like, oh, my God, it's such a good movie. I'm like, oh, it's, like, good to, like, pass the time. If you have family over, you just put it on. You know, something like that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. This is a good, like, Friday night. You want to put something on. You're not really sure. You have kids who are, like, I'd say 8 and up.
Yeah, it's great for them.
That's perfect family night movie. Because there's, like, even though there's violence in it, there's guns, but you don't really, like, it's not gory. You don't really see people getting killed or anything. So it's not So it's actually, like, pretty PG in that sense. Yeah. Also, I don't know, maybe as an American, we're desensitized to guns and violence.
That is true.
But considering then, like, it's pretty tame in that regard.
Yeah.
And there's, like, a little bit of, like, history and, you know, there's no, like, romance or sex, really. Like, there's no kissing or anything. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. Good family night movie. Otherwise, I'd say skip it.
Okay. Same.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for today. I don't think I have anything else to say. You know?
Nothing that would redeem this, so.
Yeah, no.
It's a shame because the cast, I loved everybody. But...
I know, everyone is so talented. But, you know, sometimes not all their films are going to be good.
No.
You know?
You know, and sometimes that's okay because I don't think we've seen Natalie Portman do, like, an adventure sort of comedy thing, you know, like she doesn't do this, so maybe for her it was just like, you know, it'll be fun, that's fine.
Yeah Well, that's it, guys, for today. Rate, review, and subscribe. Thank you for listening
as always,
and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Goodbye. Bye.